Hi, I'm Mike Handwerker with Tricky Fast Studios. Today, I'm going to show you how to use the localization system in Cat Game Builder. By the end of this video, you should be able to set up the localization service, add locales and translations, and then use those in your cats. So let's start with a blank scene. The first thing we need to do is add the localization service. So that's under New Services, Localization Service. You can see that also adds a conductor since that was the first service we've added. So now if we select the localization service, it has a couple configuration options. The main one that we're going to look at here is the Locales collection. So what we want to do here is create a new locale. So we go into the project window and create a Locale collection. Okay. So this just contains a list of localization pairs, which is a locale ID, so that would be something like EN for English or JP for Japanese, and then a locale. So now we need to also create a locale. We can do that also in the project window. Create cat locale. So we'll create that, and you can see in this locale we have localization pairs. And if we open one up, that has a ID and a string. So the localization service, the way it works is you can have a tag or an ID for each localized bit of text that you want. And then you use that in your cats, and then during the runtime, it uses whatever localization or locale that you've selected, such as English or Japanese or French or whatever, and it will pull the string that matches the localization ID from that for whatever you're looking at. So let's add our English locale here. So we have that. We're going to drag in. So if you remember on the localization service, we had some configuration to do. So we need to add our locale collection to the locales collection. Now it's actually officially set up. And let's test this through adding a quest. So first thing we want to do is add the quest service. And then under the quest service, we can add a quest. Now, you'll notice that the localization is applied to the quest name and the description. You can see that this custom field here is for localization. So there's a couple of ways to set this. You can just enter a tag in this box here, a localization tag, but it's much easier to hit this down arrow. So if you hit the down arrow, it'll bring up the localization editor. So this is the easiest way to add localization to your game once you've initialized the localization service and your locale. So you see up the top we have a couple tabs here. One is for the English locale, and then one is for all locales. Now we can actually add our string and our tag in here. So if we click New, it'll allow us to type something. So we'll call this quest name. And then once we've created that, we can select it, and down the bottom here is where you have the actual value. So we'll make this the amazing quest. And then if we hit select, control updates, and it has quest name, which is what we put in, and then it has the actual English version, which is the amazing quest. So let's add another one for the description. Click the button here. We'll click on new. Something new here you can do is add folders. So let's call this level 1 or level, we'll do levels 1 quest. Description, and you can see that it's added it under here. So now we can set this to you go on an amazing quest and do things. Now, say we wanted to reorganize this so that our quest name is under levels 1. We could just click on that, rename it levels /1. Make sure you're using a /, not the backslash. And then there we go. So now, if we use quest description, unfortunately, since we renamed this, we're going to have to set this again. There we go. And now it's got the localized string for each one. The next thing we could do is to add a new locale here for our Japanese. So once we add our Japanese, we need to add it to our locale collection. So let's add a second thing here. Let's call this JP. And add Japanese there. So now if we click to edit these, you can see we have the Japanese tab here. So we can select that and notice there's nothing there. However, if we add levels 1 quest name, we have that, and then since I don't know Japanese, we'll use this. And then select that, but it's already selected. So we can do the same thing over here. All right. So now we've got this. Let's rename our quest here. So that's great. So now we have a quest that's partially localized between English and fake Japanese. Now, how do we actually use the localization in practice? So, to do that, let's create a UI. So we'll add a canvas. Under the canvas, we'll add a button. We'll call this English. We'll call that English. And let's do that. Let's take a look at our button here. All right, so as we like to do, let's make our button into a state machine. Let's give it a button trigger. Oops, UI button trigger. Let's give it a UI button trigger, and then under the triggered actions, we'll add set locale. Locale ID EN, so that's for English. So now let's make a copy of this button. Japanese. Oops. And let's move it up a little bit, or down, I guess. And then we'll switch to JP. So the next thing we could do is to add a UI text data bind. And that's just showing up way down there. So let's move that up here. So UI text data bind takes localized text. So we're just gonna come over here and select our quest description. Oops, actually I wanted to do the quest name. Let's do the quest name instead. All right, so let's give this a try. What should happen is when we hit the Japanese button, you can see that this text was localized. It says the Amazing Quest. That's the English version. If we hit the Japanese button, it should switch to Japanese. Oh, Japanese quest name. Back to English, the Amazing Quest, Japanese. There. That's how you can add localization and set locales in your game. In this video, you should have learned how to set up the localization service, add locale collections, add locales to the collections, and then to add localization to a quest or to just a text box, and how to switch between locales in your game for your players. I hope you found this video informative and useful. Let us know in the comments if there are other videos or tutorials you'd like to see. Be sure to subscribe and follow us on social media for the latest videos and other news. For more information on Cat Game Builder and how it can help you build and prototype games faster, please visit catgamebuilder.com. I'm Mike Hanverger with Tricky Fast Studios. Thanks for watching.